Hey there, Leslie Sansone Williams coming to you today from Paralegal Coffee Talk on Facebook. So come on over and see us there. It's Paralegal Coffee Talk, so just look up that page and you'll find me there. It's comprised mainly of people who are looking to get into the field or who are just breaking in or have broken in, but not a lot of paralegal veterans there, so you can feel good about that, and I hope you'll join us. Also, this is brought to you by my book, Legal Break-In, on Amazon, so check that out. It's in Kindle or paperback format. And on my website, which I'll put a link below, you'll find a wait list for my class, which is launching this month for the Paralegal Inner Circle class. So check that out as well. And be sure on this channel, when you're looking for a specific topic, to look for the little magnifying glass and click on that, and that's the search area. And you can search for videos that you're interested in. You might be interested in duties of a paralegal, and it'll bring up all the videos that I've titled that way. So look for that. I think that'll make it easier for you. So today we're going to talk about the duties of a criminal law paralegal. And I've got some notes in front of me because this can go in two different ways, as most areas of law do. And you're either going to work defending the person who's being charged with a crime, or you're going to be on the plaintiff side, where it is could be a state or federal agency that's like a state prosecutor. They're charging somebody with a crime, or federal agency. And here are some of the duties and what you'll be responsible for on either side. You'll be talking to the attorneys and their paralegals, and mostly you'll be talking to the paralegals on the other side of the case. So if you work for the party that committed this, allegedly committed the crime, then you'll be calling the state prosecutor's office or federal at two different entities, all right? Heavy client communication. So you have to have some people skills, some really good chops this way. You might call the judge that's been assigned to the case, you might call his or her judicial assistant. That's their assistant. And, you know, if there's a person who's been involved in a crime before, you might have to call their probation officer to get the lowdown on what's happening. So, of course, you'll be drafting legal documents, which I'll call pleadings. There are other types, and getting those ready to be filed with the court. And what type could they be? Well, it could be regarding a misdemeanor or the more egregious felony, the one that's more damaging, a felony crime. Now, if this goes to trial, you're going to be involved in all kinds of trial preparation, and that means you're preparing motions, you're pulling together a trial notebook, you've got your computer files in order, but you also have your hard files in order. You're arranging so much in a case like this. You might assist in the courtroom. You might go with the attorney to the courtroom. And what paralegals do who've been involved in that, now really it changed from bringing so much paper into the courtroom in boxes to bringing the laptop. So the attorneys might still bring boxes of papers, but they're bringing their laptops. So that means to avoid any catastrophes, you have to bring extra cords, extra batteries for the laptop in case something unspeakable happens. You know, the battery dies, the cord doesn't work. If you need to have some headphones of some sort so you can maybe listen to something on there, you have to bring those. Whatever you need for supplies for the court, you are going to be responsible as the paralegal for bringing that to court. So you're responsible, as any paralegal is, for opening and closing files. When a new client comes in, you have to open a new file on the computer and set it up, and then you do it for the hard copies. And your law firm might have a special way that they do that. So you have to make sure you check into that. So make sure all the documents are hooked in the hard file, not loose papers flying around. So you will coordinate all the hearings. So that means not only setting up the hearing with the court, but before you do that, you've got to call the opposing counsel's paralegal, and it might be multiple people, to find out when they can attend that hearing. What's their calendar look like? What's your attorney's calendar look like? A lot of detail to coordinate. Same thing with depositions. You're going to call the person who's on the opposite side, the attorney, talk to their paralegal, and find out when their client can come to the deposition. It depends on what side you're on, all right? So, e-filing, you have to be familiar with how to file electronically. That means file legal documents, pleadings, could be notices, motions, a whole host, petitions. It could be a whole host of documents. But where do they go when you e-file? You have to track what date you filed it on. So being bilingual in an office like this could be very important. Depends on where you're working, what state you're in. If you're in the border states, knowing Spanish would be incredible. But it could be that, if you know Mandarin or Cantonese, that in certain states in the U.S., that's valuable too. It depends on who you're working for and the clientele. So managing the calendar and the deadline, that's your baby. You might have to track your hours that you're working on a specific case. You might have to track how much time you're spending on a case and put it in certain software that the attorney has. And if you're working and you have to handle the trust account, make sure that you get specific training through your state bar for that, or whoever offers it in your area. Get training. If you go in there and you see that is out of whack, it's not in balance, then you need to be very wary. All right, that's something that could get the attorney disbarred, meaning he'll lose his license, and you could get fined. So trust account is when someone comes in as a client and puts down some money, a retainer fee, and then it's put in a special account. And that's the trust account. The operating account is where the attorney allocates money for the electric bill, the phone bill, all of that for your salary. But that can't be commingled, those two accounts. The trust account has to stay balanced at all times. If the attorney's office was ever audited, it could be big trouble. So for your protection, make sure that you get training. And if it's out of balance and you find that out when you start working there, that has to be fixed. And that's not all on you. That's the attorney being made aware of it and figuring out how to fix it. All right, so I saw one ad for a criminal law paralegal where they said they would like somebody who knows how to market the firm. And that means learning what you can and can't do. And they're like the Florida bar where I am has lots of rules and regulations on how to advertise. You can't just willy-nilly do social media and do anything you want. The bar has rules and regs. And if you find that your attorney wants you to do that and you work together as a team that way, you've got to go check out the rules and regulations on your bar's website. Okay. Now, in certain places in the state and federal agencies, you might have to perform data entry of data. I don't know many law firms, private law firms that do that, but the state and the federal arenas handle so much and so many cases that they have some type of software where you enter the data of the case. Besides the name and the case number and all of that, that's how they look up things. So knowing Microsoft Word, Excel, and this particular ad said that they would love it if you know Access, which is part of the Microsoft Office Suite products. So if you want to work in criminal law, then I would learn Access. That can do nothing but help you in your career. So and this is what they said in the ad. And this goes for most private law firms. You have to be able to work with a lot of interruptions. You have to follow directions. This could go for any law firm. Apply proper policies and procedures. So, the law firm has certain guidelines they operate under, and you have to follow that. Attention to detail, accuracy, of course. You have to perform under pressure. Sometimes you do feel like the blood's draining from your head because you have so much work, and you have to know how to prioritize according to how the attorney wants you to prioritize, not just how you want to prioritize. And you can easily interact with staff. And in this type of law, maybe law enforcement and outside visitors. So that's a good overview of what a criminal law paralegal does. But it depends on what side you're working on. I think it's an interesting law. I have my first degree that I got, many moons ago, because that was just interesting to me. And it wasn't helpful in landing me a paralegal job, but it was interesting to me personally. It was criminal justice. And I attended classes with a lot of people who were going to be policemen. And that was interesting to me. But I went into different areas of law, not the criminal law. But I always was drawn to it and thought it was interesting, would be interesting to work in and work trials in that area. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know if there's any other areas that you don't see on the channel that you want to know about. I think the next one I'll do is corporate. I don't think I have that one there. I'll look it up. But someone asked for corporate law, paralegal duties. So I think we will do that one. But thank you for being here. And I can't stress enough, go check out the website, listen to the podcast. Also, I didn't mention this. If you have the app SoundCloud, SoundCloud on your smartphone, and if you don't, put it on. And I have podcasts under my name, Leslie Sansone Williams. So I'll put my link to my website below, and my website is under my name. So, but SoundCloud podcasts are not usually on my website, and you can go listen to a whole bunch of podcasts over there. So, and I will probably put a link to my channel if I can on SoundCloud below too. So that's it. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.